It was a time like right after Vista, people were like desperate, and then 8 came out, and they're like, "No, you're doing it again! Why, Microsoft? Why?"
And welcome back to another LinuxGameCast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell we come up with. I'm Old Man Vin, piloting the SS Nightmare train, joined every week by Sandra Martin, Jordan Swang, and together with you, Shadreal Dynamic, helping us form Cocaine Voltron. Linus, I'm with you, man. Fuck Nvidia. Going Team Red, baby. AMD GPU, look at that. You know it's old as fuck because it's got a DVI port on it, people, but it's new to me. It's served its time in the mines. This is my 970, man. 8 gigs. Really impressed with what you can get away with. You know, I was doing a bunch of emulation on some of the ARM devices for a video I'm working on. I needed something a little better than the 3100. This is Polaris. This is old school. But I'm like some 1080p 60 gaming. When it works, but then you run into those certain situations where you're like, yeah, it's an old card. That's an antique.
Yeah, it is 10 years old. There is that.
It just gets curb checked. I had one of those situations like last night because I had put this in the Trackmania for the TM2 crew. Come join us on Tuesdays and Fridays. But there was a RPG map, and it was doing like 30, 32. It was like chuggy at 1080p 60. Where the 2060, I don't know, the 2060 is newer, but 2060 just digested it, dude. And so I had to swap the cards out, and I was like, oh. But if you get a chance, we talked about those fiber optic HDMI cables. Go back and watch Weekly Daily Wednesdays earlier this week. They showed up. I didn't get 900 feet of them, but they sent me too. Stay tuned for that. But upcoming, the Geek Deck, where I'm going to pick a fight with Linus.
Which one?
Yes.
Oh, from Peanuts? Oh no, that little kid's gonna fucking need a blanket to wrap up his wounds.
Snoopy's gonna be coming out of the sky, baby.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, you have resisted the urge to purchase cloud MTG cards.
Yes, I have.
Who's the other one? Seprashock?
Sephiroth,
Shock?
Yeah. System Shock 2.
Yes, dog.
It's my favorite villain from Final Fantasy, System Shock 2. You know, when Shodan, I'm pretty sure Shodan does show up in one Final Fantasy or another. In some, there's been a lot of games. No, very, very, very dull week this week. I did watch, because it was Friday the 13th this week. So movie night was Friday the 13th, Part Dos.
Ooh.
Yes. And you know, I'm beginning to become confronted with my lack of familiarity with the Friday the 13th series overall, because at no point does the hockey mask show up in this fucking film, and I'm expecting this to happen. So it must happen in like the third or the fourth one, because in this movie, he's running around with the fucking bag on his head. He's got like the sack of potatoes.
Yes.
And he's like killing all the campers and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's the second one where he gets the iconic mask.
No. Well, we just watched the second one.
That is.
Yeah, he's not even
so
in the
it has
first
to
one.
be the third one.
This is interesting because I had to run up. By the way, Dak, thanks for that. I forgot to cut the cooling system off for the fan.
Yes.
I had to go run and do that real quick. I don't know what movie you're talking about right now.
Friday the 13th, Part 2.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I like the first one better.
How
the
did
character
those like hit? Because like I remember like as a kid, like Friday the 13th, I didn't watch that until I was later, and I've always assumed those were like campy as fuck movies. You know, those were just like teen slashers. Did Friday the 13th? Like I watched a couple of them, but
it is exploitation. There is a lady in episode or in Part 2. She is in that movie for. I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
there was actually a Friday the 13th the series too. That was the other thing. Yeah. But like, no, there were two reasons they cast this woman. You can guess why. But yeah, no, it's a lot of like sexy teens in the woods having sex, and then someone murders
films,
them.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that was the whole point of teen slasher films. Like that's why Wes Craven made that whole like the list or the ways to survive a horror flick in Scream.
Well, I mean, think about like even Army of
the,
Darkness, man. Like that was kind of a spoof on the whole of like, hey, let's all get together and go out in the cabin and fuck nowhere. I'm like, no, that sounds like a horrible idea. Let's not do that. Yeah.
But like it really like bring that up. It seems like the best way to survive in these situations is when the dude's down, just stab him in the brain a second time.
Double tap.
Always double tap. Yeah. The Zombieland was like very, very good for like just like getting that in the public consciousness of like, you think they're dead? Just make sure they're dead. It doesn't. Yeah. The peace of mind is worth more than the 2 bullets that you would have spent to confirm. Yeah. So yeah, very, very much. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's alive again. I don't know. I don't know how scary it is now. Like definitely now it's like a lot cheesier for sure, and they do rely on a lot of like jump and cat scares. A lot of it is just like startling you as opposed to like scaring you,
right?
And like once you get a sense for the timing of that, it doesn't hit as good.
Sandy, can I ask you a question?
Ask away.
What's your favorite flavor hot dog?
Speaking of Friday the 13th,
yeah.
The long ones.
So the long flavor. Okay.
Yeah, the long flavor.
long
that's the best
sausage.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that earlier this week, but I was like, they should have flavored hot dogs. Like, it's just smashed up shit anyway. So, like, you could have, like, licorice dogs. And
I mean, they kind of do. They have, like, hot dogs with, like, cheese in them and, like, garlic and like, different seasonings.
Like, fuck with people, dude. Like,
cherry hot dogs.
Yeah.
When you bite into it, it's just like red.
It bleeds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I can't do hot dogs with like the cheese in them, just because it's like that moist or like gooey, like.
You
strike me as someone who would like a gooey sausage, though.
I'm just saying.
I mean. But that's different. That's more like community service. I'm doing a community service, you know. Like
by cooking hot dogs.
I work these streets for the people.
He boils them in the sink.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know that's how you do it, right?
You never had sink wieners?
Yeah, you boil them before you throw them on the grill, so they get nice and plump and juicy.
Exactly.
Just like the horse.
Oh, sure. Because it's
yeah. I mean, it was kind of perfect. I mean,
listen, when you're talking about sink wieners, you're thinking about Microsoft, and man, do they fucking deliver. Because babies, we got another handheld PC running Windows 11. That's right. This bad boy has an official Xbox branded button or 2 on it, and a less bad interface. If this is to be believed, this is over at GameIndustry.biz. This is something announced earlier this week. There have been rumors about the Xbox handheld coming out, and I just thought, I was like, wait, Silksong's in here. I hate you. Go away. But
yeah, Xbox exclusive. Get fucked.
Don't word shit into existence, motherfucker. I will find you. Does it run Xbox games? No. Not even a little bit. Nope.
I mean, I think you can do like the streaming thing. If you like have an Xbox, you can like stream your games from your Xbox to this thing.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
You could literally do that with any device they put the ability.
Listen, I'm not saying it's a killer feature. I'm saying you can do it.
Right. This is just like really, I mean, it's extra thick. It's like big. They even say like, we didn't care about size. And I'm like, that's one way to like sidestep the engineering challenges of like, no, we wanted it to feel like a big controller. I'm like,
yeah, I look forward to like the people reporting the tendinitis from like trying to use this as a handheld.
Well, I mean, the Xbox Ally and Ally X, so it's going to be launching, pretty much worldwide. And
they're aiming for holiday season, I believe, is what they said.
Like one of the selling things is like, hey, we got a new interface that makes Windows suck less, and we found ways to make Windows suck less and not use so much memory when you're playing video games. I'm like, that sounds like great desktop features, Microsoft, but I only take issue with this is like, this is Xbox branding on another handheld PC to me. It just feels, it's not even a Microsoft product. They're just like, yeah, you can put some Microsoft stickers on it, Asus, then you're good with it. Kind of half-assed, man. I'm not excited about it. Like, I would really be excited if they were like, and it runs all of your existing Xbox titles without having to, stream them from your existing Xbox, because it's like, oh, it plays Xbox games. Sure, go buy an Xbox and the game. Yeah.
And like, again, this leans more into my long-standing suspicion that Microsoft really just wants to transition Xbox into just Game Pass, make it a game service, and just is a thing that you can brand your stuff with, and then Microsoft can collect a tiny check. Yeah,
Jordan,
I know. Like,
stacked next to the Steam Deck. This thing, it makes the Steam Deck look svelte.
No, I'm an okay strong guy. I wouldn't have a problem holding onto this thing for like maybe 15, 20 minutes, but it would start to like bug my elbows after a while. The size of it is one thing. I wonder what kind of heat it's generating, because it's got that beefy AMD Z2. They got the extreme variant that has like 16 RDNA 3.5 6794 GPU cores in them. The regular basic bitch Z2 has 12 compared to the measly 8 RDNA 2 cores.
So they're doing that too, man. They're releasing the version that you want, and it's probably going to be hella expensive. Then they got the nerfed version, which is probably still going to be just as hella expensive. It's that like,
well, yeah, and that's the thing. What is ultimately going to kill it is just like the pricing on it. Because
what's going to kill it? $399 for a Steam Deck.
Exactly. Yeah. Like this is what you're competing with. If the actual like ergonomics of the thing is like really, really good, you can maybe make an argument for it. But I think this is going to turn into like a weird curiosity that you install SteamOS on. Be like, look how well the Xbox runs SteamOS, right? Like,
first video, I guarantee that's going to be done 24 hours after. What they need is like a shoulder harness, though, that you can put over your shoulders, and they'll have like little harmonic,
like a head mount, or like maybe like a little stand that you could like put in front and like crane your neck a little bit forward.
Like those harnesses that movers have, where it straps around them, and then it has like an actual strap off of the strap, so that way you can hold it.
I'm imagining like the rigs they have for like the one-man bands, like the big drum that the guy's like boom, 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 boom. But but this thing.
To kind of roll back to what you said though, with SteamOS availability, I'm working on by the end of next week it'll be publicly out, the Steam Deck that I put together. But I built my Steam brick that I've been talking about wanting Valve to make on this show for 5 years now. That's probably going to be what people are going to buy these for, if they're going to buy them though, because like it perplexing. They couldn't have sold that many of them. I know a couple of people with Steam Decks. I know one person who's not like in the gaming sphere that bought a Steam Deck. That person is like, hey, I got a Steam Deck. I'm like, you got a Steam Deck? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm like, all right, huh. Everybody else is like, of course they got a Steam Deck. I only know one person who bought a not Steam Deck, and that's it, dude. Like, I just don't see them selling a lot of these, like, because they're probably gonna be like, what do you use, $700?
Yeah, I think when all is said and done, you're not getting out of this for like any less than $1,000.
Yeah.
Like the other thing too is like, what's the battery life going to be like? They're always like, oh, the Steam Deck is underpowered, the display is bad, blah blah blah. These are all compromises so that it can be a functional handheld that like you can play a game on for like more than 3 minutes, right? So
what if it goes whir?
Oh yeah, how loud is it going to be too? Again, because it's got that those RDNA 3.5 cores. RDNA is not necessarily known for its thermals, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Come on, man. 90C is the new 35.
Okay, but like one of the things, like even with not the last episode, but the episode prior, when we were talking about that article talking about the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Steam Deck.
I like it.
Yeah.
Old Raj.
The Lenovo Steam Deck. Yeah. And even with the
Roger
Windows,
Daltrey.
like people have mentioned that the battery life of the Windows version is terrible.
Yeah.
So like I can imagine already, like they're talking about how they're going to customize, like it's a custom version of Windows. It's like, I can guarantee the battery life is still going to be terrible because Windows is just going to eat the battery.
Well, I mean, they're going to be working with like Windows 11, so there's a lot of room to shrink there. I mean,
yeah.
But the important thing is that you can finally play Fortnite on your handheld.
Yes.
Do you think Squeakers will be able to get his printer working with it?
Dude, I saw someone on Linux Gaming like, I finally made the switch, and he's installing SteamOS on a laptop. I'm like, bro, welcome to hell.
Okay, funny you say that. Like, I don't. Again, I'm addressing that shit in the video I'm working on and the full write-up. Just trying to get ahead of it a little bit. Trying to demonstrate.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, there is a KDE desktop. Yes, you can theoretically use this as a workstation OS. Don't.
No. And it's cleverly disguised on the SteamOS page in the first fucking paragraph.
Yeah.
That says, this is not a replacement for desktop OS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not, they're not being ambiguous about this. They're like, no, gaming OS. Yeah. Like,
maybe they need to make the text a little bigger, a little more easy to read. Some accessibility features might be.
I want 19-inch Steam Decks next time. That way.
I think Arthurian posted it in Discord. It's like they made the world's smallest violin this week.
Okay. I didn't look at that, man. Yes. Some researchers did that. I'm like, I'm down with that.
It's like a literal microscopic violin. I'm like, this is the research we demand. Anyways, accessibility. We talked about it a few weeks ago. Valve was soft launching their ability to filter games via accessibility options, and so they're asking developers, hey, go into your Steamworks page, report what various accessibility options are there in your game, and you will be able to players who want those accessibility options will be able to filter them. And now they have rolled this out. They've done their data collection, and now it is available. If you go to the Steam store page and click search,
narrated by Morgan Freeman.
It's all there. So yeah, you got the slew of like the audio, visual, control, whatever options. So the first thing I thought was, is there a most accessible game on Steam? If you click all of the tick boxes, is there any game that meets all the criteria? And the answer is no. The big killer for all this stuff is chat, speech to text, and text to speech. Only 6 games actually have both and don't have any other accessibility options, or fewer other accessibility options. 12 have speech to text. Different 12, well, aside from like an overlapping 6, have text to speech. That is the main one. Other than that, they have like save anywhere, in narrated menus, that kind of stuff. So it's all fairly useful stuff. If you click on all of the audio, visual, and the audio, visual, and gameplay ones, what was it? I think it was down to wow, I fat fingered that and deleted the actual number. I wrote it down at one point, and then apparently I fucked it up in the show notes. I think it was like a couple hundred, or it was like under 10. As I'm not going to scramble and try to get that number right now. I'll update it in the show notes. Go check it afterwards if I fucking remember. The point is that, like, there's still some work to be done. There are a lot of games out there that are reporting these accessibility options, and I would imagine that like the people who are reporting them are the ones who actually like went and implemented them. So there's a good chance that like if it's not in here, they may not have them. But game developers, now that this thing is available, if you want people to get eyes on your game, make sure people can actually play it.
It's really a good way to stand out, even though it might not seem obvious, because like things we're all going to be searching for, I know me, just 100% quality of life, like save anytime is one of the options.
Yes.
That seems like it's getting rarer and rarer. More like people are leaning into like, Unity and Unreal. Like, when you see this logo, shit's saving. And I'm like, it better save at a good spot, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love
well, it's better than our good old days of no saves at all. It's like start back at the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I figured it out. I took 5 seconds while I wasn't talking. It is 6 games that have all of the gameplay, audio, and visual adjustments, including The Last of Us. Apparently, The Last of Us, really good on accessibility stuff.
Good. We've seen more and more of that with like colorblind modes and stuff like that becoming more and more present in modern titles.
Yeah.
And
plus on top of that, like there's a lot of older games that developers have kind of like put to the wayside and like haven't updated the games in years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that would be great. You guys come back, you double check all your you have accessibility in these games. Come back, update it for the Steam API, and guaranteed you're going to get eyes on.
And like this is a thing outside of Steam as well. We were talking a few weeks ago about a Dolphin update. They were talking about integrating the cheat engine with the open achievements, because there are a lot of accessibility features that really can only be enabled on a lot of these older games via hacks and cheats. So there's kind of a fine line there of like, people actually want to play the game, and you need to give them the ability to do that. They may not have the physical ability or the time constraints or whatever, right? Like it really doesn't matter. If you want butts and seats, you got to meet them where they are.
Steam, hear me out. One more option, though. One more option. Ones where they allow you to skip directly to gameplay. One thing I've experienced in the past 2 weeks of going back and testing a lot of games is something you don't realize when you normally play a game for the first time, because you're there for that front-loaded story to figure this stuff out. You're like, oh, that's neat. But when you want to get into a game to play it and there's no way to skip it, it's maddening. Maddening.
Piggybacking on that, I would love an option to filter out games where, like, when you start the game, they drop you into the game and you're like, no, give me an option screen, please. I would like to adjust my settings before you make me do stuff.
Yes. Oh, that's cruel, dude. If you start out in the game, you should always have windowed mode. I mean, I don't like games that go into full screen by default. Why? Because I've been damaged, man, over the years. SDL1 fucked me up. So, yeah, I mean, things like that. I mean, this is good on Valve. This is not something they had to do, and I doubt it's really going to, massively increase profits compared to, the work they had to do it. But just doing it good. This is how Valve competes, by just not being dicks and, putting some basic search like this into the store. But it's the Steam Next Fest, everybody. Tons of games that you didn't have time to download and play this week. But I did a little bit of searching, and I came up with a couple for us to take a look at, starting with croissants.
Croissants? Yeah. Crescent County is the name of the game. Yeah. So this game is it's a delivery game where you got to deliver. So think of almost like a crazy taxi where you have to get to certain points and within X amount of time. And it's made by Electric Saint. Anyways, yeah, so you're riding around on a magic broomstick, which kind of reminds me of Kiki's Delivery Service, if you guys remember that movie from back in the day. But it's on steroids, so I was like, I dig it. They had the Linux requirement for the game was SteamOS Hollow, which I thought was hilarious. It's just SteamOS Hollow.
Play it on your Steam Deck.
Yeah. So, but which, I felt like, did they actually make a Linux version? Because, that could just be a general, we're making a proton.
I have to assume, Sandy, that that's a drop-down menu of it should just say Steam Deck, though, right? Or somebody punched that in?
Yeah. Click it on there. I don't know. The whole delivery simulator thing has really solidified since Death Stranding came out. I think people were joking at first, but then they're like,
they can joke all they want and be 100% right about it too. Because I'm Norman Reedus and the Creepy Fetus. That is a style of game that is right up there with SimCity. That I used to play a little SimCity of I need something to do simulator.
Yeah, I do want to take a crack at Death Stranding though, because apparently there is actual gameplay in there beyond just the traversing, but you do have to build your way up there. Anyways, but yeah, this one is not so much Creepy Fetus, is more broom racing, and
I think they could do a little bit of extra work on that broom, because when I first watched that trailer, I'm like, the fuck are you riding? What is that? Yeah. Is that a mammal of some sort? Or?
Yeah, it's that cell shaded stylization. It could use some hatching to indicate
maybe a paintbrush.
Yeah. I don't know. This one also has romance though, so you're not just racing for pole position. You are racing for pole position.
But one of the things outside of just art design is they got to fix the demo, because I actually tried to launch the demo yesterday, and no bueno, because Unreal 5, the engine that this is being built with, it creates some massive memory leakage. So because it's trying to load a bunch of Vulkan pipeline stuff, and it just keeps going in a loop, trying to find the libraries that they have.
You gotta download more RAM from Facebook.com.
Gotta get a RAM USB drive, yeah.
So, but they do have, like, in the Steam forums, so, like, if you go into the Steam forums, one of the things, because they're trying to work on the Steam Deck optimization, so they have, like, their Discord link, so I went onto their Discord channel and, sent them some feedback, and I wasn't the only person there from the Steam Deck and or Linux, other Linux distros,
saying that there's an issue with Unreal 5. Frog.
You know, I want to say you were joking about the USB memory, but I that unlocked a memory for me of the Windows 7 certification course I had to take in college, where they were like, or no, it was Windows Vista, and they're like, yes, you can speed up your computer by making a page file on a USB drive and stick it, turbo memory or whatever the fuck it was. This was real. Yeah.
Again, fucking what?
Yeah. Crazy to think about it these days. But this was in a textbook that I paid money for. Was like,
I thought people were just like, we're just giving Vista absolute shit, like, for good reason. But like, it can't be that bad until somebody brought me they finally brought me a PC. Like, it's broken, you fix. I'm like, sure, I'll fix it. And I booted it up, and it took minutes on a spinning drive. It took minutes, and this was a new tower.
Yeah. And what was extra funny too is, through a titanic amount of effort, Microsoft did actually fix Vista, but then 7 came out immediately, and people like ditched that because no one wanted to use Vista
Windows
anymore.
7, yeah, there's still people hugging Windows 7, dude. Just like there's going to be.
It was a time, like, right after Vista, people were like desperate, and then 8 came out, and they're like, no, you're doing it again. Why, Microsoft? Why?
8 was such dog shit. Windows tablet about it, and like, I gave it like months of like, I'm going to figure out how to. You just couldn't do it.
People tried and failed. So many people.
It was so cursed.
It's because they do penguins, right?
Penguins.
Penguins.
How about Carnage?
Was the Carmageddon sort of?
Carmageddon? Well, you got to think about it, man. Back in the day, I grew up with this shit.
Chameleon?
Twisted Metal. I got memories of playing Twisted Metal on that PS1 demo CD. I'm like, oh my shit, this is great. Had Carmageddon on PC, playing that shit in DOS, the original Carmageddon.
Oh, yes.
It was a great artistic impression when you splattered somebody up against a wall. Something about that time, man. That racing combat game just like gets me nostalgic about just wrecking shit, man. So when I saw this, I was like, well, you can't win them all because, well, voxels, but Carnage Battle Arena, unleash the chaos and smash and race. 82 cars, dozens of maps, epic destruction, charging power-ups, and like, this looks very fucking well done. And when I say voxels, you think about the little blocks, Minecraft type shit, but it's cars, higher resolution. When you hit them, like, chunks blow off, very Tronish from back in the day. But
I was thinking more like Lego, when you like build cars out of Lego and smash them into each other.
I could see it, but look at the circle thing. I was like, this is going to be dope as fuck. We're going to get together and play this in the after show, Jordan.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would if it had some multiplayer.
Fuck.
All right.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Critical flaw.
This is exactly the thing where it's like, no, I want to build some fucking cars with my friends and drive them into each other.
Yeah. And just wreck each other. Oh, see, you're like, why?
The fucking stairmobile from Arrested Development? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want this shit. There's a demo available, but it works on, doesn't take too much. What the hell is this? Try to fly. Listen.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked.
A little bit of a sidetrack.
Yeah. But like, honestly, it should be illegal at this point in the gaming industry. You have a game like this,
go to jail.
Yeah,
you go to jail. You do not have multiplayer, but you're using Steam Remote Play. It's like, go to jail. You're going to jail.
Oh, does it?
No,
that? No.
I don't even think so. It's just like purely single player. There's not even like co-op.
And listen, I understand it. You didn't want to make a multiplayer game. That's great. I'm just saying, like, for us, like that, some shit like this priced right, like between $10 and $20, like.
Yeah, I think honestly though, I think anyone who looked at this was like, it's got multiplayer, right?
Right.
Well, did anyone else see the soccer field? The little part in the clip where it's like they're on a soccer field and then someone's like jumping up in the air. I was like,
yeah. I mean, listen, it's a damn shame nobody could ever reverse engineer the Rocket League server.
Yeah,
stuff like can't be done. That's straight up not Optimus. Big chain blades.
Blocktimus crime.
Blocktimus crime, baby.
Blocktimus crime, baby. Yeah, that's the show title. Blocktimus crime.
What do we got? Okay, we got this one's a little strange. Yeah.
So we played like Escape Stimulator back in the day. Where you needed to break out of prison. This is Project Breakout, and it is a first person version of that, where you can go around and like exist in prison, and you can do prison shit, but you can also try to break out. And
some Squid Game looking shit right there.
Yeah, it's got it's like Lethal Company meets the Escapists or whatever. And yeah, you can. There's some online co-op. They got a demo as well. So I don't know. I do have to wonder though. Is there a deathmatch mode as well? Can we just turn this into like Oz Simulator or like Oz RP?
Oh god, dude,
shake someone with a toothbrush.
Here's the thing, man. Like when I put this in, because like when did Next Fest kick off? Like Monday, right? Monday or Tuesday.
Something like that,
yeah, something like that.
And like that afternoon, I like put it on my little calendar. I'm like, stop and sort and actually go through multiple fucking pages of the shit. And I saw this, it popped up, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's coming to Steam OS, Linux, and Sandy. Seems like there's a glitch in the matrix here. It just says Windows only.
Oh,
yeah. Well, now it seems to be Windows only, but when you download the demo, because it still recognizes it as being ready for SteamOS. You download the demo, and you go to the local file. Like, the game doesn't launch at all. And so you check out the local files, and to see if there's, like, any sort of crash report. And it's all DLLs. There's no Vulkan. It's DX12, DLLs. It's all the Windows files. They literally have the Windows files for Linux, and that's why I think they took it down.
They might have accidentally like clicked on the wrong fucking button, like rushing to get this out for people to play on it. But yeah, if you want to bring back that Linux version, that'd be dope. But we're probably going to be seeing less and less of that, in this proton powered world we got, smash that proton button. Chances of it not working, slim.
Yeah.
Pretty damn slim. Zoom.
Yes, let's talk about Mazdas and how they are fine automobiles that everyone should go out and purchase. Right now, I'm totally not being paid off by Mazda. Thank you very much for the check. No, this is Helion, and this is neat. This is a rewrite of Doom, OG Doom, but it's way faster, because it turns out that the way the Doom engine works, it was optimized mostly for CPU back when people didn't really have fancy GPUs, and as such, there's a lot of the newer fan maps. There's some complicated shit going on that maybe even for a modern CPU, it's a little much. So this is so they use what was it? Static rendering and state management to reduce the amount of CPU required and move all that stuff over to the GPU where it belongs. And it also makes the fan maps, those aforementioned fan maps that are running run buttery smooth. It is compatible with Vanilla Doom, Boom, MBF, and MBF21, and they are working on a few other implementations of Doom to support in terms of WADs. But yeah, this is neat, and again brings this further down to like how optimized can we get Doom? What using this? What kind of new shit can we get Doom running on?
Like, I mean, dude, I look at this and it just genuinely takes that special someone to like look at Doom, which has been optimized now fucking back. We've got BZ Doom and like Fast Doom, all the like crazy stuff, and you're like, there's room. We can
this is all
happen.
CPU bound. We can move this shit into the GPU, man.
Like, pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. I'm looking at these maps, dude. I'm like, no wonder I got into fucking metal as a kid, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that shit had to have knock-on effects when I was young. Also had a bit of trauma there when I saw that overlay with like, because I remember like using the BSP editor trying to make the original Doom maps and spending all this fucking time, and you would try to link everything in the DOS application and some little thing would fuck up, and then I couldn't get it to debug, and like I hated that so much. I quit making maps.
Like that's the whole thing I love about this this engine, like this rebuilt version of the engine is like, now this is gonna, like, people are gonna hopefully make new modding tools for this, so that way we start to see like people making new maps.
Now,
new
Sandy,
stuff.
they moved on. John Romero was playing Cyberpunk this week instead of Doom.
Well, I mean, people are still like making Doom maps. I think.
They do it all the time.
Yeah, this is the problem, is that like now people are used to like modern FPS features and they try to backport them into Doom, and Doom's just not meant for that kind of shit.
We run into this shit with a Trackmania on Tuesdays and Fridays because we play the RPG shit, and people are always making these new maps, and these are like massive, expansive worlds, and that poor engine was designed to have a fucking racetrack in it.
Yeah.
So we run into like draw distance and issues where chugga. So yeah, doing the stuff on the GPU, because we got GPUs now. We didn't have we had VGA. You might have had SVGA, or you might have had EGA.
There was no guarantee that you would have a GPU, I think, was the main thing.
Voodoo.
No. When Doom was out, you didn't. You might have you didn't have anything accelerated. Like you didn't have anything with OpenGL. Like nah, man, that was a different time. Like even Quake, the original Quake hardware, you were doing that on the CPU. Later, they released a GL Quake, the original Unreal. All of that was done on the CPU. Like we didn't see hardware acceleration until like the very like 97.
Until we were.
Yeah, I want to say like 97, 98, and that's when we got the Voodoo. The Voodoo.
So as long as you have a OpenGL 3.3 capable GPU, you'll be good to go. So it'll be just in time to run out to the store and buy a new Battlemage that Intel will make 50 of
know, right?
at MSRP and never do another run of.
Only available in China.
God damn it.
Yeah, just like Ven said, like goddamn battle mages. So videocards.com posted an article about a new battle mage that has shown up in the Mesa drivers. This was one of the forks, wasn't it, for the Mesa drivers?
No. See, they had like the generic shit in the fucking Intel dev up drive over there, and they were just like, something this wicked this way comes, and then they changed the IDs to say it's going to be BMG 31, which is Battle Mage, and we got 4 new cards, Sandy.
Yeah,
we don't know what the fuck they are.
Which is like, well, we still okay. So we don't know yet if it's going to be a card, because like all we know is that like
it's be
Intel has confirmed the
I mean, like
it could be like integrated
rumors.
Yes. So like it could be an integrated chip. Like
I mean,
that
listen,
they could be coming out with.
It could be discrete GPUs. With it could be like the next integrated whatever on Lake, or I don't even know if they're doing lakes anymore. But
Ocean Lake.
Yeah, Ocean Lake, bays. Wait, no, we're out of the bays.
But I was thinking about this earlier this week. You know, we're probably going to get like the Battlemage 770 or some shit, like that equivalent. Maybe a high end of that. Probably like workstation cards, or because they showed those off at Computex, right? They're like, these things are coming anyway. And it's interesting what Intel's doing, just out of more desperation than anything else. They're letting their AIB partners kind of just do whatever they want. You're like, oh, you want to put 2 GPUs on one board like Nvidia used to let people do? Like, go for it, man. Flamethrower, great. Sausage cooker, go for it, man. Whatever.
Put some cheese on it. Why not?
Yeah. And seeing that, and I was thinking about earlier this week, though, because I'm still pissy about the Battlemage B, what is it, a 580?
580,
yeah.
Yeah, 580.
Where they did the run, they're like $250. I'm like, this thing's fucking amazing. MSRP $250, and they put those out, and they were just gone. They have yet been restocked, and like we're like 6 months into this. Probably not going to do another run, and like those cards from AIB partners are like in the mid to upper $300, and they don't make any sense at that price outside of like desperation. But does Intel have to move, gentlemen? Do they have to do anything? Because there is nobody trying to do. We've seen AMD and Nvidia genuinely tell like the consumers and gamers to get stuffed. Like we've seen the 5060 and the 9060. Like they're dog shit. They're horrible. They're not good cards. They're not something you could recommend to somebody to go out and buy. And like Intel's like, well, we can just take our time with this. Because there was another report that came out earlier this week. People are not buying those cards either. Like, you know, I've always said to Nvidia likes to find out where the stupid line is. They'll draw that line sometimes and they fuck up pretty often. I'm like, are they dumb enough for this? And okay, they wouldn't fall for that. Okay, fine. Dial it back a notch. Yeah. And that's what the latest like low end gaming GPUs I've seen come out. Like that's what it feels like. What they're feeling. Like, just take what you get. We have AI.
AI partners now. Jensen really wants to move those server chips. He's desperate.
On top of that, like AMD is already like they've made it pretty abundantly clear they're going for they're moving to the all-in-ones, like integrated graphics into their CPUs now. And it's like Intel is like the only one who's willing to take the low profile route, like the low end.
Intel doesn't have a choice. If Intel released something with like Nvidia or even AMD pricing, they would get laughed out of the fucking room. So,
well, you see, this is the problem like AMD's run into, and I saw Steve from Gamers Nexus, he fucking harped on it, and he's 100% right. His AMD strategy has been Nvidia, but $50 less.
Yeah.
Or $30 less. Like that's been their pricing strategy, and that market is not there because like they're both competing on gimmicks. Like we're not really dealing with like raw power in these fucking
frame
things.
Generation,
frame
RTX,
gen, DLSS, FSR, and shit like that. And I'm like, I ain't got time to read your goddamn spreadsheet, homie. I just need a fucking reasonably priced GPU that can do a little bit of compute, play my games at a reasonable fucking price. And guess what? Reasonable fucking price is $250. Yeah, prices and shit. We've already seen it can be done. People have just gaslit themselves into like, no, GPUs have to cost $700 now. The fuck they do. They don't.
No, they don't. Fuck that.
They will because people. You see people on fucking Reddit running out like, "Oh, I just got my 5090," and I'm like, I will eat my toes off before I spend $1,200 on a fucking GPU, dude.
And like these are the same people who also like a year prior or 2 years prior bought a 4092. Like that's what gets me is the people who are. But I guess they're the ones with the disposable income.
If you could do it, listen, I'm not hating on you if you go out. But yeah, dude. Like if that is fucking chump money to you. Good, you're doing well.
If that is chump money to you, I encourage you to head on over to patreon.com /LinuxGameCast. We have a number of tiers available that can get you some very interesting rewards if you want to go to those levels.
Tier.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We should have a whale tier.
You never want the whale. The whale shows up and the whale's like, let me slide in them DMs. So I'm like, nope.
Well, the whale's like, the whale's always like, I need about tree fitty.
About tree fitty.
The tree fitty.
Send me some feedback. Like, no.
I'll pay you tree fitty for some feedback.
Maybe.
I need some hand picks. Vent hand picks.
The best I can do is hand picks. You get free hand picks. Interface
what are hands if not the feet of the arms? Am I right?
Exactly.
Hand shoes. #. All right. So, What?
Yeah, I call them hoots. Hand boots.
Hand shoes. Yeah, gloves.
Boots. Yeah, man.
Fight me. Come on. Sticking with Team Green, NVIDIA's 20-core NX1 is real. Oh, Geekbench leaks have happened. Jordan, 20 ARM cores, 6,000 CUDA bits. And what they found this in, it was in an HP system. We'll just go ahead and call it what it is. Fucking workstation with 128 gigajoules of memory RAM, man.
Yeah, 8 of which dedicated for the GPU because the AMD guy was right all along.
The AMD guy?
That's all you need. Yeah, the AMD graphics guy was like, yeah, 8 gigs is all the fucking gamers want.
Fucking right he was, man. Yeah. NVIDIA agrees, dude. Now, hang on. Oh, come back up here, auto-scrolly. We're taking a look at Tom's Hardware, link in the show notes. So where does this thing land on the Armatron 9000? Well, it beats the Snapdragon X Elite, which is like, was really the first consumer salvo that you could get in those laptops. And for a minute, and then they're still out there. But I want to get one of those into desktop, but doesn't quite reach up to the heights of the Apple M4. So this thing's single core on Geekbench is doing about 3096. The M4 is doing about 4054. So it's about 1,000 points behind, and significantly behind in multi-core with 18.8 compared to the 25.9 of the M4. The Snapdragon's down there doing what it can, and that's great. So it's also really, really close to the Intel Core Ultra 9 dash. Oh my God, Intel fix your naming fucking for fuck's sake.
The ultra
11,
for the ultra lights.
Yeah. So really close to x86 on that. But what's really like got me going, wait a minute, what? Is those 6,000 CUDA cores? Like that's some video gaming right there, kids.
Yeah.
And your SoC, like
how many CUDA cores does like a 4090 have?
20 billion.
Is that actually true? I don't know.
No, maybe. Sure.
It's like I don't know when you're talking about transistor counts and like someone's like a billion. I'm like, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Why not?
How many billion? Yeah, that always. Try not to think about that too hard. If I had to guess, like CUDA core count on 5090, I don't know, 12K, 16,
4090 specs. There we go.
I can imagine 12K.
CUDA cores, 16,000 CUDA cores on a 4090.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So half. Not bad. Not quite, but
little under half the amount. Yeah, and like again, supposedly these are like off-the-shelf MediaTek ARM cores as well. This was like their big thing of like NVIDIA's like, we're not going to worry about the CPU side. We're going to provide the GPUs. MediaTek's going to provide the CPUs. We're going to make a nice big happy ARMy family. And yeah, like. I don't know if this is just like the off the shelf shit. This bodes well for a lot of these other systems coming up, right?
Well, a lot of people pointed out like they're like this looks an awful lot like the ARM chip that you have inside of like their compute big AI towers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, probably is. But like 20 ARM cores. I know what I can do, and I haven't even shown you guys at home because it's in the pipeline. What just the 12 ARM cores in that Razda system from CIX can do, which is like staggering. I'm like, I don't even have a Snapdragon. I'm just like that thing right there. I'm like, holy fuck. So like 20 at low power. There's a
and like single core performance too is like competitive with x86, which is like pretty crazy.
We skipped over this in the beginning. Something I think very important happened with the Steam client update this week, gentlemen.
Oh,
native ARM for Apple.
Oh yeah.
The Steam client.
They rolled out the M1 support. Yeah.
So they got the know-how on the tech over at Valve. They finally like that balance thing worked out, and they're like, we need to get some money from these motherfuckers.
I wonder if it's just specs under the hood though. That would be so fucking funny.
Well, they're definitely working with that with the tech. I'm sure it was like chicken and chainsaw type stuff. Like, well, we're already up to speed on the ARM stuff. Like, go spin them out one real quick.
Yeah. We already have all the compiler infrastructure set up. Yeah, just okay.
Like, why not? And I think I saw Dak talking about code weavers earlier in chat, and I had this think to myself because I remember the week Proton was announced on this show. I said, Feral's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch it timeline because I was like, that's the end of Feral Linux ports, and I didn't get a ton of blowback. We were like, "Oh, you jumping the gun?" I'm like, "That's just how it's going to fucking work out," and that's exactly how it fucking worked out. It was obvious.
Proton, it did great.
And Code Weavers makes a lot of its cheddar from Apple for Mac gaming to run on the new Macs. So under and over of getting a Proton equivalent from Steam for the M4 and the M series.
They already kind of have that with like the Apple gaming toolkit. It uses Wine under the hood to do some of the initial translation. So I wouldn't be surprised if they like something to that effect like came out for just like, hey, regular gaming, go play the fucking games on the Macs.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. And I don't know what type of systems. There is a world where not just our PCs, but our handhelds. We're going to that army world, man. Go into that Army world one way or the other. Risk 5. What about Risk 5? Give it 20 years.
Well, that's the thing. If you want the new thing to be a hipster about Risk 5, it's that, right? Like ARM is now mature. ARM just had their fucking bar mitzvah, and they're a man now. They're going out in the world.
If you want to roll as somebody who just recently got their Risk 5, if you want to roll like we used to roll in ARM, like with a Raspberry Pis a decade ago, go get a Risk 5 anything. Go start fucking with that. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn to compile software, kids. It'll teach you that, and
learning how to bootstrap a dependency tree has a lot of upstream, like, not even just for like computational stuff, just like tracking down where things are broken. Well, it's a good skill to have. You learn like what's a device tree, what's ACPI, and like you're like, how do you bring up a system? Yeah. What is actually involved with that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. There we go. Hey, we did a show in a reasonable amount of time, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what we do and you want to scream in our faces, you want to scream at our feet, you can do that. Head over to LinuxGameCast.com. There's a contact button. Easiest way to get a hold of us, just leave us a comment under the video over on YouTube or on Patreon. By the way, I need to make a note of that. I've just been full on storage for, I saw some, I think it was like Raken or
Roblox, I think.
Roblox.
Roblox, yeah.
With that.
No, a roadblock from G.I. Joe.
On Patreon does it weird, man. They do instead of storage, it's minutes. So we get like 100 minutes, and so it's always like I got to go back and like, so we're gonna lose like some older episodes, but go download them.
LinuxGameCast.com, right?
Yeah. Go check it out. Contact, we got an email address, no reply at LinuxGameCast.com, which we do read. If you want to send in a little bit of hate mail for the show, be happy to read it. And of course, support the support, patreon.com/LinuxGameCast. Get access to things like, what are you talking about with those videos, man? Well, I do a version, higher quality audio, higher quality video. It's not on YouTube. It's something you can download, and you don't have to worry about it over for our beautiful party patrons. Along with the podcast version of the show, you get a full live experience in an MP3 that you can put into an RSS thing, and it might play it back to you. It might scream at you a little bit. Who knows? I can't really judge that. Access to the super secret Discord. Come play with us with Trackmania. That gets you in the club there. Also, you can get into the Discord if you are a Twitch sub, a paid YouTube subscriber, or Twitch. There we go. Wait, did I say Twitch, Patreon? Whatever. Those things. And come play some Trackmania with us on Tuesdays and Fridays. And LinWDW. See, Joel, I got it right. That is our YouTube channel.
It's like when someone mistypes Linda.
Daily.
LinWDW.
Right. I'm just still pissed off that somebody got LWDW and it was like legit, just somebody picked some random bullshit numbers. Like it's not somebody sitting on it, which we are streaming on YouTube at least this month to try it out over there for weekly, daily Wednesdays. Come check us out live. Why? Because I'm playing around with HEVC and doing some other stuff also with the TM2 crew on Tuesdays and Friday, playing around with some of the YouTube things I got. I think that's gonna do it, though. Can we get I think it's good. Oh, I did find an Ebong.
Did you go to Ebongs World?
Ebongs World. Well, here's the problem. I found a lot of vaporizers that had a water chamber, but like that's what I needed. It's got to look like that.
The Cyberbong,
to hell.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I do want the Cyberbong. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I don't know how much I would use it, but I do want it.
It's like, if like the vape bog is what we're talking about. I'm like,
well, like, hold up. Does it take like a 510, or do you have to actually like?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. That was the only one. That was the singular picture that actually looked like a water bong from like back in the day with like the pipe and the stack. And
the weed place I go to has like the novelty bongs in like the glass display. There's one that looks like an M4. There's one that looks like a fucking weird, like a bunch of weird shit.
I remember like all the pipes back in the day, dude, that were just random bullshit shapes and like wild times.
I do want the Charizard bong though. That one looked dope as hell.
The Pokebong.
Mine all my pipes always looked very suspiciously like penises. It was weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that phallic bombshell, it's time to cue the music. You can always find us right here on Twitch, 8 p.m. twitch.tv/LinuxGameCast. Come check out a live show if you get a chance. If not, that's cool. We'll be available on YouTube in podcast format, wherever your face may be. Get in touch with me. I'm Vince Stone. I'm in our Discord. I'm over on Interfacing Linux in the forums. You got questions. Old Ben Ven's got a blank stare, maybe an answer. Go check that out. Got some cool gaming related stuff for you ladies and gentlemen coming up over there on Interfacing Linux with the Steam machine, my home Steam brick that I'm building, and ARM emulation for your Steam games, but with a really beefy GPU, CPU comparatively. Stay tuned.
Speaking of dicks on the internet, hi,
Dicks.
I'm Jordan. Follow me on Blue Sky at Frojo at bsky.social or on Mastodon at Frojo at mass.linuxgamecast.com.
And the biggest dick of them all, my name is Sandy Martin. You can find me only on Mastodon at Altimore at mass.linuxgamecast.com.
I totally forgot that I had a granola bar in my pocket I brought down to eat before we got started.
Oh shit, that's
I'm
like waking up and finding some food,
it's
baby.
in my pocket. I'm like,
You're
oh,
like,
It's so
granola bar.
melty.
Yeah.
Snack.
Time for some credits.
More bounce to the ounce.
Well, we gotta thank our crunchy Patreons full of granola. We got our advisor, Artherin. We got our...
There it goes. All right.
Yeah, there it goes. We got our executive producers, Barbara M. Scott, Atomic, 1234, Kurducky, Drummer at the Targos. We got our Little Nicky fans, Eggy, Basil, Empty, and our Sea Monsters.
John, Dirty Dean, Angle, Dementor, System TRL, Rudder X, Makanana, Nima Hayana, Veritanudai, and Truggy Mike Kaijurai. That's all one word. Yeah.
And then the Death Notes with Redsky Mark J, Oil of Hope, Benjamin Nova, Chad Romero, Turnover the Pillow.
Look at all these cheerleaders.
And the wonderful chairlings. Look at all these beautiful people because
Like you,
I
Nick.
can't read it.
Nick, you've been seen. And of course,
Fucking
Sandy and
Nick.
Shady. Man, you leave Nick out of this. We've been over this shit, dude.
Fine, I'll stop bullying Nick.
See, Nick. LGC cares.
Nick.
Maybe. A little bit. But until next week, Dynafire.
Bye. Totally gonna eat my granola bar now.
5 dudes.